When I started thinking about photographs, it was actually through Portraiture. I had written a book report on a very well-known American photographer by the name of Lewis Hine. And Lewis Hine actually was able to change the laws through his images of child laborers. And I got very attached to the idea of what those pictures do. And I went home and I asked my parents for a camera for my birthday so I could be a social documentary photographer. I really pretty much haven't stopped using the camera since that time. When I started making portraits of my friends, which kind of brought attention to my work first on, it was in the early 90s. You know, friends who were trans, leather men, leather dykes, and so on. The influence of documentary photography is definitely very strong within the work, but that the influence of painting and going to museums early on with my father was almost even a stronger force. The Robert Peake painting, and it's a question mark, but Lady Anne Pope. I might dance around and I might look at the incredible detail, and of course it's like if you can paint lace like that, you're a master. But I don't really think about that as much as I think about how she is relating to me and how it begins to affect me in the way that I think about also constructing my own portraits. The new body of work is definitely lit very Baroque. They're incredibly formal, but at the same time, they're still contemporary. So there's people that I absolutely have incredible admiration for, and then there's other people that I've just photographed for years that have appeared in every body of work. And so it's half me wanting to stare, the other part is just wanting to honor these amazing people that I've been very fortunate to be surrounded by. I have no desire to literally try to copy one of these paintings photographically in this room. The paintings do that all perfectly. But to use that stylistically, it allows this kind of sense of where photography is right now, where is our relationship to longing, what is our connection to history. Like taking the formalities of old master paintings and applying it is kind of my device of getting people to slow down. Why do paintings like this stop me? You're wondering like, okay, where is this? Who had these dogs? Did the dogs and the monkeys actually hang out? So you begin to form these other kinds of sense of story. You know, one of the things that you can tell is she just had a litter of pups. So there's all these little things in it that just lead you to begin to create a story without actually knowing the story. His hand in the foreground here gripping, and I love how the capes come off the edge. In my images, hands cross, hands get tucked in. So in the same way that there's a formality and concentration of hands that happen around this room in these paintings, I'm also highly aware of that when I'm constructing a portrait. I think that artists often represent their families. And the portrait I did of Oliver was really right before he was going to go through puberty, and it was kind of the last moments of being a boy. It's formal, but it's also a real marker of that moment in my son's life. And I really found it interesting because he wore 3 shirts. He wanted to kind of stuff himself because he was thinking about these paintings and knowing that I was thinking about Da Vinci. I wanted it to look like Girl in Ermine. It's not the same as that painting, but I certainly want to have conversations with different bodies of work. What do you want the viewer to take away when you're looking at work? I think that every viewer comes with a different history. It's really about the humanistic experience, the kind of expectations that we have gazing upon either a portrait or a landscape or a situation. And if you can walk away having a little bit better understanding and openness of being human, I think that that's what I care about the most.